Hello viewers. So I hope you're taking good care of yourself. So let's get started with the next lesson of U.A.E for grade 7 from book 3, lesson number 5, Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan. So here are the learning objectives: to understand the history, culture and politics of Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan, to analyze the economy of both the countries, then the UAE link. UAE has a glorious history and rich culture. The economy of UAE is quite sound. The CC link, economics. The topic deals with the economy of both the nations, so it has to be linked with economics. So before I proceed further, just a humble request as always to please subscribe to Learn SST. The Kyrgyz Republic is a landlocked country bordered by Kazakhstan to the north, Uzbekistan to the west, Tajikistan to the southwest, and China to the east. Its name derives from a combination of Turkic words, that is Kyrg meaning 40 and Yiz means tribes, along with the Persian term Stan. So that is Stan is the suffix for all the Central Asian countries. This multilingual combination translates to the land of 40 tribes. In the 18th century, Kyrgyzstani folklore, that is the folk story, the Epic of Manas, depicts, it shows the unification, that is the bringing together of the 40 nomadic tribes that eventually laid the foundation for the country as we know it. So there were 40 tribes and they were nomads by feature. Nomads by feature, when I say, that means that they did not, they kept on moving from one place to another. They did not settle at one place. Not only does this epic poem represent a significant and important part of Kyrgyzstan's cultural history, it is one of the longest epic poems in the world. Kyrgyzstan has a proud and diverse cultural history that is reflected in its society today. Kyrgyzstan is geographically located a very mountainous region of Central Asia. Despite its tough terrain, that is the tough geography, why? Because it is a mountainous region. It historically served as an important hub along the Silk Road in ancient times. This is activity 1 from the textbook. Please go through. The Kyrgyzstan economy. Unlike its neighbor Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan's economy is fragile. That means it is not that sound and not reliant on oil-based resources. That means they do not have oil as their major resource. Agriculture, trade and remittance from foreign workers dominate Kyrgyzstan's economy. Agriculture, I suppose everybody is aware of it, even the trading activities. Remittance, as I have spoken earlier also, it is the money which is sent by a relative to the other relative in the home country, working in the foreign nation. Grain production, livestock, and other agriculture products make up a large part of the country's economic endeavors. Cotton, tobacco, wool, dairy products, hay, animal feed, potatoes, vegetables, and sugar from beets represent the majority of the products grown in the agricultural sector. While farming is one of the biggest industries in the country, the majority of the agriculture products comes from the private household farms and it represents 55% of the total agricultural output. So this means that the private household farms are holding 55% of the agricultural produce. The next 40% is from the commercial farms which are privately owned. Rest 5% is from the government owned farms. So this is the condition or the state of the agricultural sector. So in total, agriculture represents one third, one part out of the three parts. That is almost 33 to 35 percentage of the GDP. That is the gross domestic product. Activity 2 from the textbook, please go through. Gold mining. represents roughly 12% of Kyrgyzstan's GDP and nearly half of its exports. As a major player in the gold industry, Kyrgyzstan's Kumtur gold mine is one of the largest gold deposits in the world. That means they are so much rich in this natural resource of gold. While Kyrgyzstan's mines are government owned, they are operated by foreign companies because they do not have much of the techniques or the technology, so they lack the technology and the machinery. That's the reason they are reliant on foreign companies. This often causes political problems with Kyrgyz citizens who believe that the foreign owned companies they get major benefits from the mines instead of the benefits flowing back into the Kyrgyz society. That's natural. That's very, very natural. If we have a natural resource and it is not being mined by our people, when we have the outsiders coming into our region and mining for us, so obviously they are going to take the major part of the share. Kyrgyzstan culture. Currently, Kyrgyzstan's population demographics include 12 ethnic groups. 12 ethnic groups are these: Kyrgyz, Uzbek, Russian, Dungan, Uighur, Tajik, Turk, Kazakh, Tatar, Ukrainian, Korean, and German, plus five religions. While Kyrgyz is the official language, Uzbek, Russian, and English are also widely spoken. So the demography, if you see, that means that the composition of the people living in that region, so you find 12 ethnic groups over there. And these are the names or these are the groups to which they belong to. Plus there are five religions over there. Official language is Kyrgyz, but besides that, there are some more languages spoken by the people. Currently, football, ice hockey, wrestling, horse sports, and martial arts are some of the most popular sports in the country. I suppose these are the sports which we are very well versed with. Politically, Kyrgyzstan is described as a demographic unicameral republic. There is bicameral and unicameral. Unicameral, that means they have only one house, bicameral having two houses. Like in India, we have the lower house and the upper house, called the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, with a president, prime minister, parliament, and judicial branch. Kyrgyzstan as a country is a member of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, which is an organization committed to peace, transparency, that is complete honesty and there is no corruption. Transparency is that. And human rights in Eurasia. Activity 3 is very much from the textbook. Please go through. Tajikistan is landlocked country that borders Kyrgyzstan to the north, China to the east, Uzbekistan to the west, and Afghanistan to the south. During a period of Russian annexation, which had a direct bearing on all the Central Asian countries, Tajikistan merged. It came up with Uzbekistan before becoming its own republic in 1929. Like its Central Asian neighbors, Tajikistan has a multilingual name, which is from the Persian suffix, that is stan. In this case, Tajik represents the name of the main ethnic group of the country, and with stan, which means that it is the land of. So it is the land of the Tajiks, Tajikistan. While the Tajiks are the main ethnic group in the country, other ethnic groups like the Uzbek, Kyrgyz, Russian, Tatar, Turkmen and Arab also live harmoniously within the country. So there are so many ethnic groups in the country and they are all surviving in peace and harmony with each other. The population of Tajikistan is 98% Muslim with over five languages widely spoken, that is Tajik, Uzbek, Kyrgyz, Russian and other regional languages. Now let us see the economy of Tajikistan. Like neighboring Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan's economy is fragile and dependent upon remittance from its foreign workers in Russia. Foreign remittance accounts roughly 47% of Tajikistan's GDP, making it one of the most remittance dependent economies in the world. So this shows that the people of Tajikistan are so much dependent on remittance, that is the foreign money which is coming from their relatives working in the foreign nations. So they are sending the money to their relatives in back home, that is to Tajikistan, and that is 47 percentage. It's not a small figure, it's a very big percentage of the income which the people are getting from their foreign relatives. Other forms of revenue for the country include aluminum production, cotton production. Aluminum industry is one of the biggest in the world, with its state-owned Tajik aluminum company serving as the largest aluminum plant in Central Asia. Cotton is a significant, a very important crop in Tajikistan, and it accounts for roughly 60 percentage of the agricultural output. This large agricultural output supports over 75 percentage of the population. That means the main occupation of the people is still agriculture in this region, and this being called as the white gold, that is cotton, and there are about 75 percentage of the population dependent on agriculture. So it's a big figure. Activity 4 from the textbook, please go through. Tajikistan has a population of roughly 95 lakhs 37,645 people. On 9th September 1991, Tajikistan gained independence when Soviet Union disintegrated. USSR completely got split, and which was followed by a civil war. Despite the civil war, Tajikistan's culture has thrived. It has grown with a vast history of arts. In Tajik's cultural history, literature, and poetry have been an intricate, a very important part of the society since the 10th century. Tajik poetry has its origins in Persian literature, with literary heroes such as Rudaki, the father of Persian poetry, and a great philosophical poet, Rumi, being held as cultural relics. The most famous poem in Tajik's history is an epic poem called Shahnama, that is the Book of Kings. Shah is a king, Nama is the accounts or the book, which was written by Firdausi for Sultan Muhammad of Mahmud of Ghazna in modern day Afghanistan. In modern times, Tajik society enjoyed opera, ballet, musical comedy, and puppetry at regional theatres across the country. In 1929, the Tajik National Theatre was established and thrived. It grew until the 1980s under the rule of the Soviet Union. Sports play a very significant or very important role in the Tajik culture. The two national sports are the Gushtingi, uh, which is a form of traditional Tajik wrestling, and Chavgon Bozi, which is a form of polo. Both have historical roots. Activity 5 from the book, please go through. This is again an activity from the textbook. I have written down the answer. You can still add some more points of your own. So finally I come to the end of my video. I hope you have liked my video. Then please give me a like, share it with your friends and relatives so that they get benefited by my videos. See you next time with my new video. Till then, take very good care of yourself. Take care. Bye bye.